Hi, it's Therese from Lostinpaper and I'm back to colour with you. Today I've got some really sweet stamp sets. Mama Elephant, this is Up and Away, Avery Owl's Storybook and Lawn Fawns +1. I'm going to be making a baby shower card and today's technique is one of my favourites. It's Distress Ink watercolouring. So I've got a piece of watercolour cardstock. It's cut to the same size as the front of my card, and I'll start by stamping out this little duck. I'm using some jet black Ranger archival ink because I want this to be permanent. I don't want it to bleed when I'm colouring. And I know that this ink works really well with the watercolours. Because this is slightly textured, I am just being a little bit more vigilant with holding my stamp down just that little bit longer to allow the ink time to move across to the paper. So I've made a mask and I want this to be in the foreground, so that's why I've stamped it first, and I'll just pop that on top. And now I've got the umbrella from the Up and Away set. And I want to make it look like he's holding the umbrella in his mouth. Now I can remove my mask, although I'm going to keep that because I can use it again later. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing. I've put some white paper underneath my block and literally just pop the ink onto the block, and that's my work surface. I'll start by adding my water to the cardstock, and this is where I want the colour to go. I've got the black soot ink and I don't want it to be too dark, so I can simply test that on another piece of cardstock. But a good trick is you can actually add some more water to your image and that will take some of the colour away. I'll just let that dry, and while that's drying I'll work in a different area. So my umbrella, I want that to be yellow. And I've got some squeezed lemonade and I've got some wild honey, and if I'm using a distress marker I simply just draw that onto my block and pick up the colour from there. Now I've coloured a second umbrella because I want this to be popped up on my image, so I'll hit that as well. So that's me being impatient, can't wait for it to dry. And I'm wanting to put the sentiment on. This is from the +1 set and I'm using some Versafine Onyx Black. So I've got out one of my favourite paper pads. This is Splendid Sunshine from Echo Park. And this had I was thinking this cloud here would be cute. I'll just use my stamp runner so that I can adhere that to the front of my card. It's a top fold card. And I'm wanting to cut some off the top of this. Just mark my angle, and because I've got this little guide wire in here, it makes it really easy. This just allows me to line up the 2 lines that I've marked on my cardstock, and I can just simply cut that. And I've added some foam tape to the back of my panel, and I'll pop that up on the front of my card. And I've used some Wonder Tape, and I've got some 2mm foam here to adhere the umbrella down. And as a final touch, I'm going to add some raindrops of glossy accents. Now it always pays to start this on a second sheet of paper. So lots of cute stamp sets today, and I've had heaps of fun. So till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.